Inventories report in Simpra Inventory. In order to access the Inventories report, enter Inventories report under Stock Actions in the Reports area. Inventory report is a report in which all movements of an inventory in open and closed status are listed in amounts, month-end consumption, and potential consumption and actual consumption are compared. Select the relevant period range to run the report. For example, let it be July. After selecting the period range, select the store to receive the inventory report. If it is a closed past period inventory, we need to check the Closed Inventories field. If it is an open and not yet closed inventory, the Closed Inventories field should not be checked. If we don't want to include the waste records we have created in the consumption, the field Not Included Waste in Consumption should be checked. If we want to include our wastes in consumption and see our month-end report, we should uncheck this field. After giving the relevant filters, we can run our report. If we examine our report, the inventory status is closed and the inventory date is July 31. It is written in this field for which store we received an inventory report. In the Begin Amount section, we see the closing amount of the period before June as the opening amount in July. The purchase amount is the total amount of all purchases in the relevant store in the relevant period. Return amount is the total return amount for the related month. Transferred purchase amount, the amount transferred. Production amount, the amount used in production. Amount of products created in the yield module and products used in the yield management. Potential consumption amount, that is, the amount of consumption that the system deducts from the linked recipe and stock cards as we make sales. Our waste amount and the calculated amount. The calculated amount is the amount that should be in our inventory at the end of the period. The system does the calculation as follows. If we go back to the beginning, opening amount plus purchase amount minus return amount plus transfer purchase amount minus transferred amount plus production amount minus amount used in production plus yield amount minus amount used in yield minus the potential consumption amount, minus the waste amount. It does this calculation and gives us an amount as the last calculated amount. In the ongoing stack, we display the amount of the count we made. As a result of the inventory report, the calculated amount minus the count amount will give us the difference amount. The system calculates our consumption as follows. If we had worked according to the system, our potential consumption amount would have been €13,591. But as a result of the differences in our counting, since we have another consumption other than the potential consumption of €13,591, the system adds the difference amount to the potential consumption and calculates our actual consumption amount. When we want to go into detail in this report, when we click on the data, for example, we can view it on the basis of quantity and amount. Here we can examine in detail what the differences are on a product basis. Again, we can print, save, and send this report as mail.